Alright guys, thank you for joining me on another video. This video is actually in response to a video I did before about the LGBT community in the FGC. I mentioned bisexual men and I forgot to really actually say anything about them in the video. It was me just, oh god, I don't know, I think my brain just went completely off when I was doing that video, so I forgot to even talk about them. So we're going to do here, we're going to talk about them specifically just in general. Alright, so let's see. How do I want to start this? I guess I'll start at the beginning like I always do. For me with bisexual men, well, I'll talk about myself personally first. On my road to being gay, I stopped at Bisexual Street for a little while, and then I was like, you know what? I just don't really find myself attracted to women at all, so we're going to Gayland, and I never looked back. And many other people did the same thing. They stopped at Bisexual Boulevard, and they decided, you know what, we're gonna take the plane straight to Gayland. And that's not the case for everybody. I think my experiences and experience I had with other people during that time period when I was 16, 17 became the framework for how I thought about bisexuality for the rest of my life until I got educated on how it really works. And anytime I heard somebody's bisexual, oh, bisexual, how long is that person going to be bisexual until they decide, you know what, they want to just be full-on gay, go to Gayland like the rest of us, just straight to Gayland. And it took me to maybe my mid-20s to really start to get educated on what bisexuality really means. And it's not like this stopgap between being gay and being straight. It's really just, I am bisexual. I like women and men. So that education definitely helped me because I was definitely pretty ignorant. I was saying oh, he's gonna be gay soon, it's gonna take him very long, you just need to find the right guy, and then boof, he'll be super gay like the rest of us. And yeah, and many other people who were gay felt the same way. That was a lot of times, a lot of them did the whole I'm bisexual, and then it was I am gay, off to Gayland. And using that experience, that framework for everybody that's bisexual is not fair at all. It's not cool, it's disrespectful, it's dehumanizing, it's rude, it's just a lot of negative things. And I had to learn. Everybody did not just grow up out the womb being super progressive and woke and sensitive to things. They had to learn some of these things too. For me, bisexuality is something I had to learn. I had to learn to be respectful of people's, sexuality that weren't, in this, who was it, mono? I forgot what it's called. It's a term I learned about, monosexual. I think that's the term, where you're only one sex. And I was oh wow, monosexual. I didn't know that was a thing. It's not I think it's kind of one of those clinical terms that kind of understand things a lot better. But there's a whole, I started to get more educated, there's a whole bias against bisexual people and stuff like that, and how they have to choose, which they don't have to choose. They can like both. But another layer to this I want to talk about is me interacting with them on a more romantic, intimate level. That was challenging a lot of times for me. A lot of it came from my own personal insecurities, because I was of course, the most common, basic insecurity gay men have with dealing with bisexual. Oh, he's gonna leave me for a woman. He don't like this that much. He wants some vagina. It was so cliche, and I fell victim to it because I had my own share of insecurity, so I just added another layer of insecurities to me. Oh, this guy gonna want some vagina soon. I don't know if this is gonna work out, or I don't know how long it's gonna last. You might not want to be with me for oh, he's gonna look at some girl and oh, it's time to go be a woman. That's always been my MO. It's always made me kind of a little bit apprehensive about dating bisexual men, because I've always felt I was never gonna be enough for him. I was okay, well, he's gonna like me for now, but what happens when he sees some girl? Or it just kind of made me feel there was twice the amount of temptation in the world for this person, because they see both men and women they like. So it's oh man, I can't watch everybody now. It just made me super paranoid and super self-conscious, and it was just not cool. So for a while, I was like, you know what, I just don't think I need to date bisexual people. I get myself in a better mind state to where I can, because I think there needs to be a level of maturity and a level of self-awareness to be able to deal with that. Because some people just, don't have they're not equipped to deal with the type of mentality that they're making for themselves. Like, you have to really own yourself. When I mean own, I mean you have to own who you are as a person in order to be able to, I guess, not look at someone bisexual, see them as it's just twice as much to deal with now. Just see them as a person, like they have individual people that they are attracted to. So yeah, definitely had the issue about not being good enough, being just being self-conscious about everything. Like, oh, there's a bitch you see, he probably want her too, and oh, there's a dude right over there, he probably want him too. Like, you want all of it, just. So yeah, it kind of just goes into this whole thing about bisexual people being greedy, which is not the case. They just have an attraction for men and women. They're not greedy because they like both. Like, there's nothing to greed about. It's just they naturally have an attraction to both of them. There's nothing wrong with that either. They can be attracted to both. Like, that's cool. Like, everybody doesn't have to be like one of the, you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose. There's no choice needs to be made. Just, I want to be with a woman right now. Oh, well, I want to be with with a guy right now. Like, I want to be, like, you just, whatever, you float your boat at the time. Like, that's just how you go. And it took me a long time to really wrap my brain around that concept, because I think we're fed to believe that you have to make a choice. You have to either be straight or you have to be gay. The whole, bisexual doesn't really come into context most of the time. Alright, so let's talk about, I guess I want to talk about, let's see, I don't know how to even frame this. I'll just talk about just a situation. So, oftentimes I will see, whenever there's an issue within the gay community, I oftentimes see bisexual men kind of excuse themselves from the issue. Like, it doesn't apply to them, it doesn't bother them, they feel as though they're not even a part of the issue. Like, if it's something they're going, this happens to gay men, they're like, well, I'm bisexual, so I still like women, so peace out, guys. See you on the upside. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel slighted every time I see that. Like, I don't know, it's almost like they're checking out because they don't feel like they're a part of it. And I get it, because there are some alienating aspects of being in the gay community that do alienate bisexual men, but at the same time, I do feel like they share this experience with us too. To whatever degree they decide to do it, they still have some dealings with men to a degree, of some sort. And I just hate that they always see themselves out all the time, especially when things actually apply to them too. Like, I don't know, anything that applies to gay men, they feel as though that doesn't apply because they're still dealing with women. They still have attraction to women. So in that aspect, I don't like that. And this doesn't apply to all bisexual men. This just applies to some of them. And it's just the fact that a lot of the some are the most visible and the most loud about it. It's like, they have to be the one, I'm bisexual, I still like me some vagina. Like, I hate when they do that. It's like, we get it, you're bisexual. You don't have to, announce that you like women. If you say you're bisexual, we're going to assume you like women to some capacity or some degree. So the idea that you have to sit there and explain it and shout it to the rooftop is almost like you're trying to. It's almost like you're trying to what's the word? Not convey, but you're trying to show that your heteronormative side still has, precedence over your gay stuff. Like, I'm just gay sometimes. I'm part-time gay. I'm gay just on the weekend, stuff like that. But I'm still with this woman, and it's slighting. Like, I do feel slighted when I see that happen. Like, I'm like, oh God, okay, I get you're bisexual, but you're not better than us because you're, assume a hetero lifestyle most of the time, and you sometimes have dealings with men. And the other part is I don't really care for it too with some bisexual men. I'm just putting it out. This not for all. This is for some, but the some are the most visible sometimes. The bisexual men that use gay men as just for their sexual pleasure, they toss them away to the wayside and go back to being with women. Perfect example would be this movie called Call Me By Your Name that I had saw with Armie Hammer. That's his name. Yeah, and spoiler for people who haven't seen the movie, it's going to be a super spoiler. So if you haven't seen the movie, just fast forward like maybe a couple of seconds. But people who don't care, so this little boy, he was in love with this guy, and they had this summer love affair, and then the guy had left to go back to America, and then he had went back, and the boy called the guy like, "Oh, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm like married now," and it's like, I felt as though he used the little boy to get like his rocks off, but once he was done using him for like his little illicit like sexual desire, he kind of like tossed him away to the wayside and went back to his heteronormative lifestyle. And this happens a lot. So I understand why some gay men would have apprehensions about dating bisexual men. So I feel like sometimes we feel as though we're just objects of desire, and we're just like this taboo thing that you can like, oh, we can have sex with this guy, but I know that I still want to be with women because that looks better. It looks better to be with a woman, and it looks this heteronormative lifestyle. So that I don't like. I don't like when bisexual men do that. Like, we're not just disposable like sex objects for your desire, and then you just get rid of us when you're done, and then you go back to being with some woman and whatnot because you got your rocks off. Like that I don't like. And I don't like bisexual men who are with women and they cheat on their women with men because they can't get their fantasies out with women that they're with. It's like, okay, I'm married to this woman that I don't really care for. I mean, I'm attracted to her to a degree, but I really like having sex with this guy because he's all these freaky things I like. And I hate that because it turns gay men like these objects, and objectifying us is not cool at all. Like, it's just not cool to do. And you shouldn't do it because it's dehumanizing. Like, we're more than just that. And I just don't like when bisexual men do that. Like, it's just really foul. And it happens way more often than it needs to. There's nothing wrong with being openly bisexual. Like, I think that would be way more powering if more bisexual men were just open, like, I'm bisexual and that's it. And yeah. Because at that point, you can already tell, okay, he likes both. Like, there's no need to, like... Cause I hate the fact that some bisexual men utilize their hetero lifestyle as a means to make themselves look better in the image of other people, as far as, like, oh, well, yeah, I have sex with men, but I still have this girlfriend, and, we're together, and, I'm living this hetero lifestyle. And that's what leads to a lot of resentment from gay men, because we see you as someone who doesn't have to deal with the systemic, like, oppression that we deal with 24/7. Like, you can kind of much jump back and forth between which one you want. And, of course, a lot of them jump to just being women because it's a lot easier. There's no, like, systemic, like, oppression. There's no, like, institutional, like, homophobia that comes around. There's no, like, actual thing in place saying, oh, well, if you're bisexual, there's a law against you. Like, there are actual laws against gay people across the U.S. and across the entire world. So, I hate that some bisexual men decide that they want to, like, they want to just jump in, they want to just play hopscotch, and they want to be gay when it's convenient, which I don't like. And I think this should be more authentic to who they are, and don't denounce don't denounce being romantically involved or sexually involved with men and make yourself feel better because you were with a woman. Like, I hate that so much. Now, gay men, you cannot turn a bisexual man fully gay. I'm sorry, it will never happen. Unless he was already thinking about just being fully gay, like, no amount of whatever you got going on in your pants, in your butt, in your mouth, nothing will change him. Let that man be bisexual. Let him like what he wants. Like, don't try to, like, sway him over here. And I think that a lot of times gay men do have, like, this barrier up toward bisexual men too. So this is a two-way street. I'm not going to just completely, dunk on bisexual men, because their gay men do their trash too. Like, we definitely treat bisexual men like they're like, oh, we do kind of, like, I don't want to say fantasize of it. We do like sexualizing and fantasize over like bisexual or straight acting men anyway, or trade. And it's kind of like, he's a person still, not just this, dick and balls for you to like, plunge into your whatever. Okay, I'm not gonna go that far, but you get the idea. And I understand that bisexual men definitely have this straight presenting lifestyle they may lead most of the time, but that doesn't mean they're any less like a part of the LGBT community. Like, they're still LGBT at the end of the day, and they still will have to deal with their own forms of oppression. Maybe not institutional, maybe not institutional and systemic oppressions, but they still have other stuff, because the gay community is very oppressive in itself. Like, I always say the gay community is definitely led by white gay men, and then it's the gays, then the lesbians, then I guess the bisexuals are there or not. I think they kind of interchange between trans, because trans people are probably the lowest, because they're like they're the most vulnerable and probably the most oppressed in all of us. And bisexual men kind of like they might be at the top, not at the top, but they might be right after the gays. Honestly, like, yeah, because they're still, yeah. I think they might be over they might be over lesbians. To be honest, yeah. It's just kind of weird because they can pretty much, I don't know, maybe. Never thought of the hierarchy lately. I used to think of it a lot differently now, but now making this video, we have to figure that out again. What is the hierarchy now? Well, we know gays are at the top because they kind of like set the stage for everything. So, but yeah. I think that's enough about bisexual men. I just want everybody to be respectful of their sexuality and be respectful of them as people, and not make them feel like they have to choose, and not make them feel less than because they aren't like with just one. They're not attracted to just one sex. Like, they're allowed to be attracted to whatever they want to. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And bisexual men, don't act like you are better than people because you still have a hetero lifestyle. You sometimes go into, and your gay side is somehow suppressed and only used for sexual deviancy. Like, we gotta X that. And we gotta stop that. Like, it's all a part of who you are. Like, you don't have to compartmentalize your sexuality. Like, oh, well, the gay side will go here, so nobody knows, but my straight side is what I'm going to do most of the time because that looks good to everybody else. So, yeah, don't feel ashamed that you have sex with men, or if you're a woman, have sex with women. I think women are a lot easier than bisexual men. But yeah, because bisexual men have to deal with a lot of more, like, stupid stuff like, oh, well, if you have sex with men, then you just gay, because that's kind of like a big deal. A lot of bisexual men have to deal with straight women acting like that. Or even bisexual women act like that too. They feel like if you have if you're a man that is having sex with other men in any capacity, you are considered gay to a lot of straight and bisexual women, which is trash. Like, they have the audacity to do that. But anyway, that's a whole other subject in itself. But yeah, they need respect, they deserve respect, and you should give it. Alright, that went a lot longer than I expected. I thought this video was going to be a lot shorter, but I had a lot to say about bisexual men. I hope that people who watch this can get some insight on it and hopefully learn something. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please like this video, share it with people, share it with your friends, your coworkers, or people that you know. Yeah, leave a comment. I love comments so much. Comments are great. I literally get on my phone like, oh, somebody left me a comment. I'm like so happy. I even screenshot something like, oh, someone left me a comment, blah, blah, blah. I get so geeked. So yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. And yeah, I will see you next video.